This is our daughter's new place, and the bunny's decor is all done, and there's the Halloween runner I made her on the table. We got our guest room going. This used to be our son's room. He moved downstairs when his sister moved out. A couple of years ago when he was at college, this was painted green, and I did film here, so you probably would remember it if you've been around that long. Need to get some lamps. My husband has to put the handles on the nightstand. That's just a lamp I borrowed from our son, just in case we need it for right now. And that painting over there is probably going to go on the wall that's behind me. And I might make throw pillows or something from one of the colors, and we'll probably paint one of those colors. There's kind of a light blue that might work or whatever. And for now, that gnome panel quilt is just out of the way, sitting in here. These are some of the yellow fabrics that I'm using for the rainbow quilt. Nice and bright and pretty, most of them. There's a lot of black in this corner, so I've been doing it a little bit at a time. And to make sure I don't goof the lines up, I've been stitching a few lines close to the middle part. Then I draw some more and stitch these ones, and then I finish up the edge at the end. And then I start also, when I'm at the edge, I draw the lines a little bit more, rearrange my frame, and start these edge ones. You can see it all that well. Sorry, the light's a bit off. But I have the last line, this line right here is my inch, where I'm not going past that. And then I have a last line right here that comes down a little bit and goes along here. And I'm leaving this open too. It's just a little bit too close. But when I get down here to the actual corner, and then move along this way, I'm actually going to put a few stitches right in the corner just to go out to that 1 inch line to anchor it a little bit. And then I've carried on my rows this way. So when I get over here, you can kind of see it a little bit with the white chalk pen. I'm following this peak. So echoing all the way along. And then when I get up to, like I can do this row totally, goes from there and then goes this way, but this row comes and ends at the inch, and then this row comes and ends at inch, and this row comes and ends at the inch. So that's sort of how I worked it out. It made the most logical sense to me. Now, as I go around the corner, I'm going to start working on this big this big gray kite-looking thing. So I'll draw my lines on there and do that too when I'm kind of in this vicinity. But for now, let me scoot you back around just a smidgen. My priority in the next few days, as I have time to sew, stitch, quilt, whatever you want to call it, is to finish up these lines this way and get them a little ways around the corner. Because almost all of this is gone this way so far, and even over here. So I have to bring all this around here, and then I'll bring the middle ones. So I'll do them sort of like just around this corner to get this done. Then I'll go back to the middle and I'll bring the middle ones this way, and then I'll go back out to the other corner and bring these this way, just so everything kind of goes along and it's not too, like, I'm not doing this and then squeezing the middle too much, you know what I mean, with the quilting. I want to do it kind of logically from inwards to out, but still keeping my lines kind of good. I hope that made sense. You can kind of see this Sudoku pattern a bit more now, but I have to put a black strip there and a black strip there to separate the 3 blocks. And yes, there are 2 green Sudoku squares in the middle of that block and that block, and there is another one on the bottom row, I think, but you can tell how the Sudoku comes out now. It'll be easier to see when I got it all sewn together.